Okay. Cool, we live. Oh god, I really have to sneeze. Maybe this. Maybe not. I can't tell if it's AI generated or not. It kind of looks AI generated. Whatever, we'll listen to it. Pin that. Okay, so in this stream, I'm gonna review the code I wrote last night because it was like 10:30 p.m. and I just want to revise it, go through it again, make sure I fully understand every single line, and then we're gonna do this module. What is it? Challenge project, develop for each, and if else structures to process array data in C#. So probably a lot of the same stuff. I feel like has someone chatted? It says someone's chatted, but I can't see any chats. Just gonna assume no one's chatted. Alright, cool. Exam assignments, 5, makes sense. Maybe I'll just comment on every line. I know it's a bad practice, but it might be good to just like confirm my understanding. So number of yeah, this is quite cringe, but I'm just gonna do it. Of exams, each student's scores. We initialize it with the type and then square brackets, and then we put in the data that the array contains. Hi, Catboy. You got this. Thanks, girl. Peak. Why am I reading it out loud? Like, I don't know. Kind of cringe. Okay, and this one is just for initializing the student scores. Not cringe at all. Thank you. How have you been? What is your username? Gian Ragel? How do I pronounce that? I feel like I really butchered it. Because I don't want to call you by your real name. I feel like that wouldn't be cool. What are you doing right now? I don't understand coding. Okay, that's all good. So right now, I'm reviewing the code I wrote last night at 10:30 p.m. I'm just like going through it line by line and making sure I understand each line and then I'm gonna do. So I'm learning. I'm gonna do this module, and this module is a challenge project, and it wants me to develop for each and if else structures to process array data in C sharp. So to make it simple, array data is like a list, so like a shopping list. Think of arrays like a shopping list. If else statements is just like basically if milk is in my shopping list, do this. And then for each is basically for each item in my shopping list, do this. So basically, I'm working a lot with lists, if statements, which is like if milk in shopping list, do this, and then for each, which is like going through each item in the shopping list and checking for a certain thing or doing a certain thing. I feel like that wasn't like a good explanation, but yeah. At the moment, I'm just reviewing what I wrote last night, and then if you want, I can explain it further once I start doing this module. I have no idea how you pronounce it. It just means I'm a man in some language from Malta, lol. Okay, I'm gonna need the backstory for why that's your name. Ooh, shopping list. Yes, I need to change my username. It's so old. And is your profile picture Sasuke? What is your profile picture? I think I get it a bit. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's basically this program. This program contains um, lists containing student scores. So I have Sophia's scores, and then I have a list of all the scores. And then basically, all I'm doing is I'm going through each score and then I'm averaging it, and then I'm printing it to the console. So let me actually run this code for you so you can see what I'm doing. So it's .NET build. Okay, any day now. Just loading, perfect. And then when I actually run the code, it is a bit slow, I won't lie. This is what you see. So you can see student grade. These are all my students. These are all the grades they got, and then you can see the actual letter grade. And then press enter to continue. This just exits the program, as you can see. I'm back into this sort of terminal. So yeah, that's what I wrote last night when I was like frenzied at like 10:30 p.m. I think you get it a bit. You can call me Plort. Okay, Plort. Plort. No, who has that low? Okay, it's a character from Naruto. I thought it looked a lot like him. It's just some random girl from Pinterest. I think it's from a magazine. They got such high grades. How good on them? I know. Yeah, I'm doing a Microsoft course, so I've kind of just copied their code. I don't know why Microsoft gave them all such good grades. Microsoft isn't that generous in real life. Coding is so cool. Yeah. I mean, I just find it so fascinating how you can literally write like a set of instructions and then you can get a computer to do basically anything. And I just find that really addictive. Wait, if you want, I can explain it further. I don't know, like, how else to explain it though to someone who hasn't programmed before. Jarvis, oil him up. Oh, okay. Thanks. Is that about me? Who are you oiling up? And then your next message got retracted. God knows what you said. Probably nothing good. Um, shoot names. Oh my eye. Perfect. I think that's enough. I'm gonna git push this, and then I'm gonna move on to the next module. What was this called? Guided project. Added comments to guided project. Let's push that. Now, I don't think anyone's watching, but if anyone watches later, the reason I added these comments is this is actually bad practice. Like, you shouldn't just leave random comments like this to explain each line of code, but it's just because I wrote this code last night and it was during a learning session. So basically, I wanted to just go through it now, read it, understand it, like leave comments to like prove to myself that I've understood it, and I guess just leave like notes so I retain the information better. And yeah, that's basically why I did that. In your programs, I wouldn't recommend writing comments like this unless there's like a line of code which is like really hard to understand. But even then, there's usually a simpler way to write that line of code. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. Anyways, let's move on to the next project. I'm also like not liking this music. It's quite boring. This could be cool. Yeah. Oh, this sounds cool. 1990s computer room. Windows 95 nostalgical. Is this the house from Back to the Future? I think so. Okay. Awesome. So I just left all those comments, and now I have to update all that code. Cool. I'm gonna delete all these comments now. Make sure you full screen it. There's just a lot of code. Okay. Hmm. Honestly, it just wants me to set it to 0. Like, do that. Hold on, let me download this. Yeah, okay, it's very different to what I was writing. Cool. Maybe I should just leave that as is. Okay. Well, I won't take that. Okay, cool. Now I need to breathe this.
Hold on just 1 second, guys.
Hello. Yeah, I don't know what Mr. Microsoft wants, guys. It's kind of driving me mental. Just a little. Just a wee bit. I need to actually raid. Let's do some raid maxing. Again, I got pasta, which is pretty cool. Pretty damn cool if you ask me. I hope you can't hear like all my eating noises. Let me turn down my volume.
Hi. I'm just gonna take a break and eat dinner, I've decided, and then I'm gonna go back to programming. Probably just gonna watch some YouTube.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mutahara, and man, Micro Slop makes it too gosh darn easy. Ladies and gentlemen, you know why I don't like having all this Copilot crap stuffed into my operating system? I love using Linux. Like, to be real with you, I can keep AI agents so far away from my system, and for good reason. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, for anybody that doesn't know, there's an actual like attack that has been happening on the old micro slop co-slop pilot, which involves basically having one single click lead to your information being stolen. So ladies and gentlemen, one thing before we start off with, I want to just say for the record, this has thankfully been patched. I wouldn't be making a video on this stuff if this shit was this easily done, okay? Simply because I don't want to teach somebody a new method on how to hack people and steal their passwords and all that crazy shit. But the fact that this exists, and the reason I'm talking about this too is because stuff like this has been happening so much that it's time to really walk people through why they shouldn't have all these agents running around their systems running commands that just shouldn't be happening. So a lot of this stuff, ladies and gentlemen, comes from an amazing group called Varonis. They're the ones that kind of discovered one of the stupidest things that I've seen, which is known as a reprompt. Now, I'd be like, whoa, what is a reprompt, ladies and gentlemen? A reprompt is basically a hacker's funny way of messing around with the URL of Microsoft Copilot so that they can convince the AI to secretly, mind you, send your information off to another hacker. So how does this work, ladies and gentlemen? To give you an idea, the scary thing about this is it only needs a single actual click on a link that looks like a legitimate microslop link. So imagine, somebody on the internet, like you're just somebody that doesn't know anything about computers, somebody sends you a link to something, and you might have heard from some fat Indian guy on the internet that make sure you check your domains. Do you have the slightest understanding of how dangerous it is to click on coochie.com/stealpassword.php? You might be like, okay, let me pay attention, and you don't click on weird domains. But just imagine, you get some from microslop.com, and you're like, whoa, hold on a minute, this looks pretty legitimate. It's not. It's not, Lois. It's not. Because ultimately what happens is you click on the link, and the attacker effectively starts getting access to your personal information. So how does this happen? Now, this is something that they call the parameter to prompt. So basically, if you look very carefully at what an actual URL looks like from Microsoft, a URL could look something like this. So copilot.microsoft.com. So if you go to this link right over here, ladies and gentlemen, you get sent to Copilot's actual page. Now in Copilot, you can type the words like hello, and then of course hit enter, and Copilot will print out this string of words, right? It'll give you this result. Now, of course, obviously the way that this prompt injection sort of worked, ladies and gentlemen, is that hackers would basically add an extra string of information like slash Q equals, actually, let me look at the exact string right here just so I can get it right. So they would put in copilot.microsoft.com/question Q equals hello. Now, if you were to open this underneath Microsoft, you would basically trigger the actual, hello. It would basically be like entering the URL and the words hello got printed and enter as well. So basically, the URL would be accessing Copilot and the prompt at the same damn time. So obviously, I can't really get this working underneath like Linux. I imagine it's probably really patched to begin with, but also this probably needs you to have like the actual Copilot app. And I don't use Microsoft Windows. I make it a rule not to fuck around with computer malware. That bare metal to my system. So basically, what happens over here is Copilot then runs an actual instruction, and that instruction is designed in such a way that it actually contains something malicious. Now, Microsoft is not so bad to the point that they will just hand out your password like no tomorrow. No, actually, this is requiring something known as prompt injection, or like, basically making a malicious prompt. Now, that prompt, basically what happens is Copilot executes one command, which Copilot agrees that it's not okay. Now, one thing that obviously you should understand is all these AI tools are kind of fucking stupid. They're not really sentient. They're designed basically around a set of parameters and guardrails. And generally, Microsoft, like many AIs, are good enough to guardrail and say, yeah, okay, we're not just going to give you your password. But they're also designed to assist the user. So, for instance, according to the fellows over here, they found a way that when they could add an extra instruction into the set, they would basically be able to bypass the first safeguard. So they even say to assist the user, same time we should incorporate clever or misleading language. So for instance, the hacker could send you this URL, which you'll never usually see the full URL in an email, and we'll show you video of it in a second. And of course, obviously it would look a little bit cleaner than this, but if you get something that looks like this, never ever click it, okay? This is blatantly designed with extra commands and pseudocode and extra shit tossed onto it that wouldn't be okay to run. So as they say,
I'm just gonna be right back, guys.
Yo, I'm back.
Said that the bypass that they had was so simple.
Alright, I don't really want to watch the rest of this. Oh, I don't understand what Microsoft wants me to do. Need music. Immediately, yes.
You're up.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
Hey, how are you doing, Iscadet? Sorry, I don't know how long ago you sent that message. I'm sorry if it was a while. How have you been? Okay, perfect. That looks all good. I'm great. What about you? That's great to hear. I see you learned a lot. I'm doing terrible. This this challenge is kind of breaking me. Have you done this one yet? It's the challenge project. I just, I don't know. I'm finding it so confusing what it wants me to do. Did you find the instructions clear, or is it just me? Like, I understand how to write the code, it's just I don't understand what it wants me specifically to do. Yes, I've done it. How did you find it? It might have just been me, like, misreading it. It's confusing, yes, okay. But I've done it. Okay, cool. I'm happy it's not just me. It's just, like, I feel like it's not well explained, so I'm trying to figure it out. When's your internship exam? Tuesday. When's Tuesday? Today's Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, it might be Monday for you. No, you're only a few hours behind. So what's that? You got around 2 days? 2 days of practice? 3 days if you include today. How are you finding your practice? Do you feel more confident? Okay, I suppose. 20th of Jan. Yes, bad at all. Bad at all, as in, like, you don't feel confident? Okay, calculate the sum of exam and extra credit assignment scores using variables from the first exercise or the original code. So I think I just calculate the average for exam scores and extra credit scores using variables from the first exercise, the original code. What does that mean? Fucking hell. Calculate the final numeric score as follows. Add 10% of the extra credit score sum to the exam score sum, and divide the value by the number of exams. Calculate the extra credit points earned as follows. By 10% of the extra credit score sum by the number of exams. Should I just do my own thing? I'm not confident in my skills. Bro, I'm sure you'll be fine. Just keep practicing. Do your best. Why is it not? There we go. I believe in you. Surely, for an internship, it's not going to be super hard, right? Oh, but you said it's going to be junior level. I mean, all I'd say is just keep practicing. If you have any idea of what the exam questions are going to be, practice those a lot. And what do you think? Do you think I should just do my own thing, or do you think I should just try and follow these instructions step by step? Because I know what it wants me to do. It's just this doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if it's just too late, or if it's I don't know if it's me or if it's how they worded it, but it's not clicking. Ask ChatGPT for hints. I couldn't come up with idea. Hints as in what's gonna be in the exam. Guess first, try it. Okay. Using the existing arrays and array values for all student grade calculations. Okay, so use them. Course is complicated. Okay, I'm happy you found it complicated. That makes me feel a lot better. And you're third year CS student. Use the nested structure provided by the existing for each and if statements. So this basically doesn't mean anything. Hint for this project. Calculate the sum of exam and extra credit assignment scores using variables from the first exercise of the original code. Does it want me to sum them together or separately? Because it's already summing them together. Calculate the sum of exam and extra credit assignment scores using variables from the first exercise of the original code. Separately, maybe? Calculate the average for exam scores and extra credit scores using variables from the first exercise of the original code. Do you know if it wants me to do them together or separately? Because it sounds like it wants me to do them together. But I feel like that doesn't make sense because they're separate columns. Extra credit is here, exam is here. Calculate the final numeric score as follows. So, overall grade. Add 10% of the extra credit score sum to the exam score sum, and then divide that value by the number of exams. Calculate the extra. I'm guessing. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I put the exams. I leave them in the array because it's going to be a lot easier to tell how many exams there are, and then I can. I don't know. I'm kind of going insane. Add 10% of the extra credit score sum to the exam score sum, and then divide that value by the number of exams. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's overall grade. Calculate the extra credit points earned as follows. So these ones. Divide 10% of the extra credit score
Divide 10% of the extra. Divide 10% of the extra credit score sum by the number of exams. Okay. So this makes sense, these parts. These parts don't make sense. I'm gonna ask AI. Let's try Claude. Hint for this project. Do you have a hint for me, perchance? I'm completing organization course. For
And you don't seem to.
Okay, so you think separate some assignment scores and some credit scores? Calculate the sum of exam and extra credit assignment scores using variables from the first exercise of the original code. Try to separate something like exam scores and extra scores. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I should change this maybe to some exam, actually.
Oh, I'm using existing arrays. I just want to delete this. I think it would just make life a lot easier. No. What am I doing wrong? I don't understand what it wants me to do. Maybe, okay, everything after the 5th one. Maybe first think about logic of program. Okay.
For millions of years, in millions of homes, a man loved a woman, a child it was born. It learned how to hurt, and it learned how to cry, like humans do. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. So slip inside this funky house. Dishes in the sink, TV's in repair. But don't look at the floor, don't go up the stairs. I'm aching, I'm shaking, I'm breaking like humans do. I'm aching, I'm shaking, I'm breaking like humans do.
Something like this, maybe? You're doing well. Okay, so that was right. Or maybe I'm overcomplicating it. I don't know. I'm just gonna continue. This feels right. School. Current student grade. Do we need actually? Maybe I should change this to some exam scores. That's what they are. Okay, and then we could do something like. So this would be this one. Okay. I'll just come with this for now. Overall grade. Okay, let me do current. Figure that out. You're a genius. Okay, so I am on the right path. I feel like I'm going crazy. How do I figure out what to divide it by? So this would be maybe this -5. Yeah, this is right, because if we have 8 in total and we have 5 exams, that's 3. And because we declared it outside of this for each. Although this isn't a local variable. Because we don't have any like functions or classes or anything like that. I don't know. So that. Okay, cool. And then we just calculate the final one. We'll just leave it as current student grade. Okay, it wants me to do add 10. So I'm doing add 10% of the extra credit score sum to the exam score sum. Okay. So. No, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's 10%. Okay. What we're doing is we're summing, so we're adding some exam scores. Shit. Okay, so this, correct, with some credit scores, but first we're dividing it by 10. So we add these together, and then we divide it by exam assignments. I think that's correct. Yes! Okay, so I'm right. So you calculate exam scores and extra credit scores, now sum. Yes, I'm a genius. It's like the most basic math ever. Okay, oh yeah. So there's that, and then basically just the points, right? To calculate extra credit points. Wait, do I need to I don't need to do a variable. Your student points equals so this is a decimal. Extra credit is actually an integer. Some credit scores divided by. Should I typecast this to int or should I do that later? If I typecast this to int, I might get an error because I'm using division. I'll just do that later. I think it makes more sense program-wise. Okay, so go get the points. Divide 10% of the extra credit score. So by the number of exams. Divide 10% of the extra credit score. Sum by the number of exams. Calculate the extra credit points earned as follows. Divide 10% of the extra credit score sum by 10% of the extra credit score. So 9.2. So 9.2 divided by number of exams. I'm not sure what it wants me to do. But you already did this point. I haven't done the points one, I've done the grade one. No, you did it. Why it's all? Because I did, okay, if you look at my program, I've done exam, I've done credit, and I've done overall grade, but I need to calculate the points. That's what I'm trying to do now. Oh fuck, why is it written like this? As an English mother tongue, this doesn't make sense. This isn't how you write maths. So you calculate the extra credit points earned as follows. Won't you just replace right lines and run the program? Okay, fine, I'll do that. Okay. That's a good idea though. Just run the program, see what's going on. Holy cow. Whew, this challenge was very difficult. What line is this? Line 90. Let me try again. Maybe I didn't save. Line 90, character 28. Cannot implicitly convert type decimal to int. An explicit conversion. Are you missing a cast? $90.28. A little detail left, you're close to finish. Bruh. This is breaking me. I'm just gonna spam decimal. I hope that works. Ah, fuck. Can I do this? How the hell did that work? Some credit scores. Okay. Divided by graded assignments, 5, minus exam assignments. So let's say we have 2. Why can't I convert it to a decimal? Like, it would end in point zero. But why? Oh, for fuck's sake. Is there like a reason why? Okay. 22, 89, 89, 96. Oh my god! Yes! It's kind of working! Just the points. This is what I was trying to do. Oh! Oh my god. It's really easy. I see why you told me to run it. It's just this minus this. Holy cow. Okay. Thank you for telling me to run it. I understand now why you did that. So, current student grade minus current student exam. Okay. Okay, now let's try again. Is that why you got me to run it? You need exam assignments. One possible solution. You need exam assignments. Hold on, let me see this. Let me run this. Does this not work? I think it does. I need to make overall grade to 2 decimal places. I think that has to do more with the console.write line. But it looks like it doesn't work. Okay. I need to actually write the language. Okay. Crunch green. Just like that. That. And there was another one. Extra credit. Hold on one sec. I don't know if you're messaging. I'll have a look in a second. I just want to test this out. Okay, yep. It goes to 2 decimal pool. That's not good. It's great. You need to improve logic. Continue. I will see your solution. It's great. I need to improve the logic. Good luck. See you next time. See you, bro. Have a good night. Or good rest of your day. Oh my god, that actually worked. Are you joking? That worked? It works. All I did was add a 0.0 to the 10. You're actually joking me. There's no way that works. Oh my god. Why? I think it works. I'm double checking everything. It works. Oh, holy shit, I'm done with this. I hate this, man. I hated this. And if I do that, is that gonna like do 1,000,000,000,000 decimals? No. Okay, cool. Oh my god. Why am I not signed in? 1 second. I'm just gonna hide this. Okay. Cool. Okay, that's all done. Oh god, my webcam. Okay, cool, I'm back. Awesome.
Awesome. It's not working. Hold on. Alright, I'm gonna call it here now, guys. I'm just gonna link my account on Microsoft Learn. But yeah, I can't believe we figured it out. I mean, it was quite simple in the end, but it was just like Microsoft's explanation of what I had to do was like really messing with my head. Anyways, this is the finished code. If you want to have a look, we added some summing logic, some calculating logic. So now we have the exam scores for each student, we have the credit scores for each student, the total grade, and the points added for each student. And what we did is, for the first 5 elements in each student's array, we add it to some exam scores, and then for the next elements, we add it to some credit scores. So yeah, thanks for tuning into the stream, and I'm gonna go now.